Hey, how's it going? So, this is my review of Pubg. This game came out I can't remember what year, but it's been out a while. And at the time, it was fucking slick. I think at the time it was damn near groundbreaking as far as gameplay went. It's like one of the first real battle royales to come out. And much more recently has much more competition, like Apex Legends or Hyperscape, Fortnite, the new Call of Duty mode that they have now. So it has lots of competitors in terms of battle royale, and I still think this game is pretty unique from most of them. You know, Apex Legends, Hyperscape, there's all the souped up abilities and shit you need to account for. They're unrealistic weapons, but its movement is a lot more fluid and stuff. In something like Fortnite, you obviously have the building aspect and the fucking... there's different shit going on in Fortnite, basically. I don't play Fortnite. Then in... what was it? Call of Duty, I haven't played too much of, but it's pretty similar to this in many aspects. So I still think this game has a lot of potential versus other battle royales even today. The main problem with it is the fact it needs serious major updates. And I'm just gonna cover a few of the things I think they could update and change in order to give it a better chance and maintain some kind of relevance. I understand a lot of people think this game is dead, and for the most part it is. It does have I suppose its main fan base from the beginning, and a few people who are interested in it since then, myself included in that category. But yeah, in this main menu, I feel like it's very messy. Like, you know, I have to press all these fucking different buttons to get to a different part of the main menu, and then I have to press more buttons to go to like a certain subsection. I would much rather something more fluid or free roam, like if I had an analog to control like a mouse button and click on exactly what I fucking wanted, rather than having to tap this button multiple times and fucking wait 3 seconds for this shit to pop up, you know? Now, I don't know how many other people are having this issue, but when I go into the game select, I can pick these 4 things. It will not allow me to go to first person mode, and I've pressed every single other fucking button on this controller trying to get there. It will not let me play first person perspective. And your map is random every time. I do like the fact that they have multiple maps on rotation at once. To me, that's great. Helps keep things a little bit fresh. You either get tossed into your element or out of your element. And I also like the weather systems that they implement on the maps. All that's very interesting, very good. That still stands today. But this game versus its mobile counterpart, the mobile game actually has better features in some respects than the console or PC version does. And to me, that's fucking ridiculous. I do not understand why there is any reason whatsoever for a fucking console or PC version to be inferior in any aspect to a mobile game. And on the mobile game, you can pick whatever map you want. So you can pick just one of them, you can pick all 5, you can just pick 3. So these are your preferred maps, and all that's going to happen there is you're going to have a slightly longer wait time to actually get into a game if none are starting in that area. But of course, if you don't give a fuck, you can just pick random, and there you go. Like, you'll just get tossed into the first game. But yeah, that's my main complaint here. I don't know how many people it's happened to, but I can't enter first person perspective, and I don't like the fact you can't choose what map you play on. Now, that's in casual mode. In terms of a ranked match, I think that's fine. That you should get tossed into a random map for for ranked specifically, but if I'm just playing casually, I want to be able to play whatever the fucking map I want to. If there's a map I want to get good and practice on, then I should be able to just pick that map and focus on it and work on it and get better at learning the area. Once you're in ranked, different story. It's totally fine to just have a random map then. Also, another thing about the mobile version, which I find better than the console/PC version, and I don't know if I'm actually not going to talk about PC just because I don't actually know about PC, but I'm playing on the PlayStation 4. We're on the console right now, and you can only play squads in ranked. On the mobile, you can play single player ranked, you can play duos ranked, you can play squads ranked. You can choose what thing to go into, and you will get a different rank individual to those game types, which is very good. Like, you might be a fucking gold 1 fucking solo player, but then only a silver 1 squad player, you know? So I really just don't understand why something on the mobile hasn't been implemented into this major game. Now, when I downloaded this, there was also the game testing modes that they threw on as well. I don't have them. I think that might include the payload game and the other kind of more arcadey games that the mobile version does have. So I'm not going to criticize that just because I am missing some of the content here, and that might be what these coming soon packs are. But I really don't understand why they wouldn't just update that into the full game rather than making me download 2 separate packages. Like, just update the fucking game and have it there. That's not, like, incredibly fucking difficult. I'm not a programmer. I'm not a game designer. But to me, that's a simple fucking idea, and there's no real reason that it shouldn't be done. This career area, yeah, sure, fine. You have all your different fucking stats for your match history or survival. In terms of your weapons, actually, just like this is pretty small. You know, I haven't seen a bison around. I haven't seen a few of these guns that they do have up here in this menu, and by haven't seen, I mean I haven't seen lying around. I haven't seen friendlies use. I haven't been killed by any enemies using them, and I haven't noticed any enemies using them either. I haven't seen the AUG either. I don't think I've seen this lying around, but everything else, yeah, I've seen. Like, there's just a few weapons I've not seen ready to loot or being used by anybody, so that's just a little strange to me. In terms of, yeah, the customization, yeah, sure, fine, whatever. I suppose my main criticism here would be your weapons. It's like, all you can do is change the pattern on it, and I know with something like Apex Legends or Hyperscape, the actual design of the weapon will be slightly more different. Like, say you're using a big fucking machine gun and LMG, they might have like a belt wrapped around the thing, around the barrel of it, or a different type of stock when you get a legendary skin. And this, as far as I can tell, it's really just changing the patterns of shit. And I'm not gonna get excited just because my weapon is blue now, and personally I'm probably not even gonna use it because I don't want a big fucking bright blue weapon standing out and being easy to spot for the enemy. But I wouldn't mind like a slightly different shape to the weapon, but I know then that would maybe kind of be going against the realism and the fact that all these weapons are made in real life, so I don't know if that would go against. Sorry, let me take a drink. So, I've covered some of mainly the shit about the main menu, what I think needs to be improved there, and your options, in terms of your game modes, your map selection, and maybe try do something different with the store. Actually, sorry, big problem with the fucking store. I understand you're getting free in-game currency and you can buy your different crates and you can buy different whatever. Stop repeating fucking items, man. Like, I opened a box like 3 times in a row and got the exact same shit, and sure, you can sell it, and like, this box cost me 1000 BP. As you can see up in the top right corner, I've got 864, but each box cost me 1000 BP. I opened these boxes and got the same fucking shitty red top that I didn't want 3 times in a row. And I didn't sell it, then buy it, then sell it, then buy it, and sell it again. I bought 3 of them in a row, and then I went to my customization area and I sold the 3 of them for 30 BP each. So I'm getting back like what, a fucking fraction of a percent on what I'm actually spending. I'm getting what, like fucking 0.3% of the currency I used back on the item that I didn't want, that I got 3 times in a row. So like, that's trash. Stop repeating fucking items. That's only going to piss off your player base, and it like really just feels shitty when you get a repeat of something, especially when it's something you don't want. So work on that, Jesus Christ. Like, it's like this game isn't trying to stay relevant when I feel it has a lot of potential still. So I'm just gonna jump into a fucking game. I'll go solo, so I'm not pissing off any of my teammates. I can just talk shit as I go. In terms of dropping, I think is fine in terms of mechanics for it. So I jump out at the fucking plane, I fall, I parachute towards the very end. That's totally fine. I quite like it. You know, realistically, your parachute's going to need to get pulled a lot higher than that, but whatever, for the sake of gameplay, your parachute's getting pulled pretty close to the ground. Whatever, not a big deal. But I understand they have a follow mechanic for when you're in a duo or in a squad, that you can choose to follow someone, but I feel like that should be the default, just like it is in Apex. I don't think they manage, and maybe this is the player's fault, but I feel like you should be forced together as a group as you drop. Like, someone is designated the jump master, and they decide when the team jumps out of the plane, and this encourages the team to stick together just a little bit more than it already does. Because often when you go into fucking a full squad match, you're not playing as a squad. You're lucky to play as a duo if you're not a single, and it's just fucking stupid. And again, maybe that is the player's fault. The maps, you know, I like the different variety of them. I think I do like how the weather changes. I think if anything, they need to try fill up more of the map. Like, this is a big map, and there's these massive patches of basically just fucking nothing, you know? Like, there's no cover. The ground barely undulates. It's very open ground, and I think that's a bit of a fault. You know, that's good for snipers and shit, obviously, but it does heavily encourage camping, particularly with the third-person mode. I can just hide behind a rock. No one's ever going to know I'm there, but I can see them approaching from a couple hundred meters away. Once they get into my designated kill zone, I just pop out with sniper, one-shot them, and they never even know I'm there. And maybe you can call that, yeah, that's what we want, that's part of the strategy. And personally, that's where I would find the first-person mode to be stronger than third-person mode, just because I don't like that idea. Like, if you want to lie in the grass in third person, where you need to get eyes on me to actually fucking kill me, rather than literally being invisible, hiding behind a rock and using unnatural camera angles, and taking advantage of that. Like, you wouldn't see me in that situation. You're only seeing me because the game is allowing the third person perspective. So I don't like that. Maybe you can call that tactics if you want. I don't find it majorly tactical. It seems more like abusing mechanics than tactical to me. But anyway, I think there needs to be more cars in the game. Like, the weapon is very big. Sorry, the weapon. The map is very big. There's no jump powers or jump pads to fucking be able to help shoot you halfway across the fucking map in like 10 seconds. Like, so I've had a fair few games where I'm just fucked way outside the ring. Now, fortunately, I'm like close enough now. But yeah, say you landed over at Trevno, like, your best bet is to just find a fucking car and start hauling absolute ass, because if you don't find a car, you're just going to be running for the entire game and hoping, just begging that you actually survive. And I don't like that. It seems stupid, and it's not even punishing a player, because it's not even necessarily the player's fault for not being able to find a fucking car. I think they just need to spawn more of them. I swapped the wrong goddamn weapon like a fucking idiot. Yeah, you know, players make mistakes, it's fine. I'm not fully paying attention. I'm not really looking to get it. I'm reviewing the goddamn game, goddamn. So, I think there needs to be more cars involved, just for ease of travel, and not what I perceive as harshly punishing a player for something that isn't necessarily their fault. I feel like the weapon mechanics are fine. There was actually something in the options menu. They have, that's actually something I want to talk about now, is options. In the options, they give you the opportunity to select to continuously use an item. So so say I'm using my bandages, it will just keep automatically using bandages until I tell it to cancel. That's something I do really like, and I'd like to see using Apex Legends, like, allow me the option to continuously use bandages until I tell the game to stop. As an option, like, you don't need to fucking use it. I need to swap these goddamn sights around. Look at that, fucking 4 times on this. But not a biggie. But that is something I do like about this game. I do like the realism of it. I do like the familiarity with some of the weapons that I've actually used in real life. That adds an extra layer of interest for me. Yeah, I'm not too sure how much more I have to say about this game. Is that a barrel? Love my barrels. Yeah, boy. The frame rate, I don't think that's an internet issue. I could be wrong. I'm not a fucking techie. But I would like to see more frame rates. Or higher frame rate, I should say. And I would like a graphics update as well. The rendering at points shit. Yeah, I would like to see a better frame rate and a graphics update, and the rendering to also be made better, because you need to get pretty close to some shit, particularly on open ground when you can see really far. The rendering gets pretty bad. Like, you need to zoom in on a weapon to actually be able to see what the fuck is going on in a particular direction, and to me that's fucking stupid. But I don't think I have too much more to say. Clean up the fucking menu. Um, Implement some mechanics from some of the other uh, battle royale games. Add more cars. Update the graphics. Um, do something more interesting with your shop and your skins. Stop doing repeat items. All that shit's it's complete horseshit. But I think they're my main criticisms of the game, and I think it would be a positive thing to see them changed and updated. And I think this game could potentially gain back some of its player base and possibly attract new fans to the game as well. So that's me. I just wanted to share some thoughts. Not that anyone's gonna watch them, but if you do happen to watch it and if you agree with my views, maybe fucking, I don't know, send some other bigger YouTuber to fucking listen to me and make the same goddamn complaints, and maybe we can get this game fucking changed for the better. That'd be tight, because I do like it as much as I bitch about it. So thanks for watching, if anyone does. Peace out.